You know, many, many thousands of years ago lived a patriarch, a man who was a righteous man. He was a righteous man in the eyes of God, but he suffered greatly. He had a family, and they were all killed. He had great riches, and they all just vaporized. They disappeared. You know who I'm talking about, right? His name was Job. And it's one of the oldest books in the Bible. One of the oldest writings known to mankind was the story of this man Job. And Job asked a question one time. In a moment of despair, he asks this question. He says, if a man dies, shall he live again? Job didn't know for sure. Now, he knew God. We know he knew God. He believed in God. He spoke to God, and God spoke to him toward the end of the book. But at this point, he says, when we die, what's going to happen? You know, that's a pretty good question. People have all kinds of different ideas about what's going to happen when we die. But I tell you what, Jesus Christ answered the question of Job across thousands of years when he said this, the hour is coming in which all who are in the graves will hear his voice and come forth. Those who have done good to the resurrection of life, and those who have done evil to the resurrection of condemnation. Jesus Christ said, yes, people will live again. Yes, when you die, you will at some point come out of the grave. And when you come out of the grave, you are either going to come out to the resurrection of life, or you're going to come out of that grave to the resurrection of condemnation. That's being condemned. And I want to tell you, as a gospel preacher, my responsibility primarily is to teach the truth of God's Word. And sometimes that truth is truth we love to hear, right? I love to hear about the love of God, don't you? We just sang, since the love of God has shed priceless blessings on our head. Wonderful! We love that stuff, right? That's good, and we need to hear that. But I want you to know that it's also true that we serve a God who is a holy God who will by no means clear the guilty, Scripture says. And so what we're going to talk about a little bit tonight is what this story that was read for us this evening, I appreciate the reading, what this story tells us about the resurrection of condemnation.